Joining us on the program right now, Matt Carmel, Executive Vice President of the Association of New Jersey Rifle and Pistol Clubs, owner of Constitution Arms in New Jersey. Matt, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Cam. How are you?
I'm good. Last time we talked, you were fighting the good fight, trying to get Constitution Arms on some jerseys there in New Jersey.
Right. That didn't work out so well.
Well, there's always next year. As a Red Sox fan growing up, I learned that lesson very well.
Well, I'm continuing to tilt at windmills here.
Well,
my nickname should be Don Quixote, I guess.
I listen, keep going, you know. We still read about Don Quixote today, or at least we did when I was in school. I don't know. Kids are probably just reading Twilight now. But right. Your latest quest is to educate fellow New Jerseyans about New Jersey's failed gun control schemes, right?
Right. Well, there was an incident that happened a few weeks back. These two gentlemen with a history of drug-related, criminal charges, attempted to crash a party, an off-campus party near Seton Hall, and they were denied, entry to the party. Can't imagine why. And they decided that one guy lived next door, the other guy lived, I think, 10 houses down the street. They go, and one friend gives the other guy one of his guns, legally owned, I'm sure. And he comes back to the party and randomly shoots a bunch of people. I think there was 5 injuries, and one girl was killed.
Wow.
And so I opined on the local Maplewood Patch, which is like an online news outlet, that gun control just simply does not work. These are criminals who don't follow the law. I listed 3 examples of specific New Jersey statutes that were violated, which did nothing to dissuade these folks from committing these crimes. And I really can't understand how many times do we have to say it, that criminals don't follow the law. That's why they're called criminals. And restricting our rights to 1 gun a month, and you can't have a gun that looks scary, and you can't have more than 15 rounds in a magazine. All these things do absolutely nothing to reduce gun violence.
Yeah. All right. Now let me play devil's advocate for you, Matt, because we like to have a contentious discussion every now and then. I'm going to read a comment that was posted to your piece.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. Yeah. So these are not my words and my opinions. These are opinions of some guy named Charles. But right. Charles says, wow, Matt, what logic? So why not do away with driver's licenses, too, and requirements for mandatory car insurance and inspections? That'll enhance everyone's safety, won't it? Let's see. Do too many unlicensed shooters have guns today? Oh, yeah. Should we throw away all our laws because they don't work as effectively as we like? Not in your life or mine. Your death sentence views are equally out of sync with social reality. Nevertheless, let's get the bad boys and girls off the streets before they kill more. So in other words, Charles actually said, well, I don't like your views on guns, but I do agree that the solution is ultimately to get the criminals off of the streets.
Well, first of all, I'm not quite sure. I think the majority of people in this country support the death penalty, I believe. I'm not sure of that number, but it's certainly not the minority. I mean, it's not a small number of people who support the death penalty, so I think he's wrong there. He's trying to establish his credentials there by saying he's a junior NRA member and he's fired various firearms and blah, 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 blah. Look, I wasn't arguing you should do away with the laws anyway. I mean, the laws we have in the books, if they would simply enforce them, that would be sufficient. Laws only establish penalty after the fact. Someone who's not going to be dissuaded or from breaking the law from existing regulations, it's not going to work. I mean, either the people who are inclined to follow the law are, they're disincented to break it. But if they don't care about violating the law, that doesn't matter. So, I really, again, I wasn't arguing that all laws should be dropped.
Right.
And doing away with driver's licenses, I'm not quite sure that having a driver's license actually saves lives necessarily. I'd like to see some evidence that's actually the case.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really follow his logic here either. So.
Well, no, and the fact remains that in New Jersey you don't have laws that your status quo is you can't own a gun. Your status quo is you can't exercise a right to keep and bear arms because you don't have one. And then there are narrow exceptions to the blanket ban on gun ownership and gun possession, right?
That's correct, yeah. But that's going to change. Post Heller and McDonald, the underpinnings of the Jersey gun control regulations are built on a house of cards, and it's going to fall. It's going to take a long time, because the legal system does wind its way slowly. but inexorably. And I think we will see concealed carry in New Jersey.
Well, I think we will, Matt. In fact, we saw the state senator propose a bill. I think it's a pretty bad bill, $500 annual fee for exercising the right to carry. But even he says, well, the way that licenses are issued it's arbitrary. People can't get a license if they need one, and so it should be shall issue. So even he agrees, yes, it should be shall issue. The dispute is on whether or not we should then be trying to turn the exercise of a right into a revenue maker for the state, which is what this bill would do.
Right. It's like a poll tax, or having a literacy test, or any number of things. You could use an example.
I don't see how in one breath you say absolutely it's a right and people should be able to do this, and right now they're not being able to, and then in the next breath say, and I want to charge them $500 every year for the right to do this.
Well, to charge someone $500 to have free speech. You want to get on a soapbox in town square, it's cost you $500.
Or if you want to have an email account, or if you want to send a letter to the editor, or open up start a blog. Right. Your $500 free speech license.
Well, that's not going to stand either, because if you look at the fees that most other states charge, it's in the neighborhood of $25, $50, $100. So this is outrageous, this kind of a proposed fee, and that's not going to stand. So I think he's just blowing smoke there.
All right. Well, listen, Matt, I appreciate you coming on the program, sir, and I look forward to doing it again very soon.
Thanks, Cam. Have a great evening.
You too. Matt Carmel, Executive Vice President of the Association of New Jersey Rifle and Pistol Clubs and owner of Constitution Arms in the Garden State.